Good morning, children. We'll begin today's class with the new chapter Measures of Central Tendency, chapter 5. Now, children, so far, what we have done in statistics is understand in the earlier chapters the importance of statistics in economics. Then we learned how to collect, how to classify, how to organize data and how to interpret that data by tabulation, diagrams, graphs. Okay, now the time has come when one of the most important objectives of statistical analysis is to obtain a single representative value. Now, that one single value will normally have the characteristics of the complex or the full mass of data which it will represent. So we calculate an average. Now, an average is that figure which, like I said, excuse me, represents the whole group. So the word average is mostly used by us in day-to-day life, like we say the average marks of the students in the class. Now this average marks represents the marks of the entire class. It is the representative. Okay, then it represents the marks of all the students in the class. Similarly, we could say average income of factory workers. When we say average income of factory worker, what is it doing? It is representing the income of all the workers in a factory. Average production in a factory, what does this tell us? Average production tells us that the production more or less in the factory is around this figure. So averages occupy an important place in statistics. Now children, there are many ways of calculating, like they say, averages. There are different statistical averages for different, which have different characteristics. There is no all-purpose average. The choice of a particular average is usually determined by the all-purpose of investigation. What is the purpose of our investigation? For example, if all the values in a series are to be given equal importance, if all the values of a series are to be given equal importance, then we would choose an arithmetic mean. And in case of qualitative data which cannot be represented quantitatively, like can you think of any data which cannot be represented quantitatively? We have intelligence, average intelligence. Can you put something on average on that? So average intelligence, honesty, beauty, etc. These are all qualitative measures. When they have to be measured as an average, what would we be using? We would be using median. We would be using a median. And suppose we want to know what is the most popular or most famous something which is going on, like most stylish, most, let's say, accidental spot which occurs, the most accidents happen over here. For these we would be studying mode. Mode is particularly used mostly in business to determine most stylish or most frequently occurring items. most frequently occurring items would be more to study. So like I said, there are different statistical averages we are going to study under this one head, which is called the measures of central tendency. And one of the first averages which we are going to study is the arithmetic average or mean. Now, arithmetic average or mean can be studied in two kinds. One is a simple arithmetic mean, and the second we will be studying is what we call as a weighted arithmetic. Now, how do you calculate an average? Very simple. The simple arithmetic mean is calculated by adding up all the series values in the series and dividing them by the total number of observations. That is how we get an average. Okay. Now, when we are studying the arithmetic mean, the first thing, children, you must know is that the arithmetic mean sign will be represented as an X bar. Okay, so we will not be writing everywhere average mean, but we will be writing it as X bar. Clear? Then we can study the arithmetic mean through the direct method, the shortcut, which is also called the assumed mean method, and the third is the step deviation method. So all these three methods of calculating the average mean will be studied by us, and they would be put into use in three different series: the individual series, the discrete series, and the continuous series. Taking the first individual series, let us see how it works. Let us take a simple example of a direct method. Suppose we take the wages of 3 workers. Okay, the wages of 3 workers A, B and C. Find the mean. What would we do? We would take a simple average of it in the direct method. We would write it as mean is equal to, if we call this as X, that is the wages, sigma X upon N. Sigma means the sum of all the values. So totaling about 30, 50, 60, 3060. Substitute this value here, 3060. How many values are there? 3. What would be the mean? 1020. This is what we call direct method. All the values are added and divided by the number of occurrences. Formula is mean, which is represented, like I said, X bar is equal to sigma X. Sigma means the sum of the X values divided by the total number of observations. So adding on this, we get 3060 divided by the total observations. The mean here is 1020. This is by which method? The direct method. Now let us see the shortcut or an assumed method. Keep the same example. A, B and C are 3 workers, 1010, 1020, 1030. Okay, this is the value X. Okay, from here, children, assumed mean comes into good use when the values are lots. Adding up everything becomes difficult, tedious, not impossible, but difficult. So to get around this problem, we can use a shortcut method. Shortcut method, as the name suggests, we assume a mean. So out of these 3 values, let us assume any mean, any value as the mean. Okay, I'm writing this top part so that this will be clear. Shortcut mean, this is the X value. Assuming 1010 as the minus assume, and this I will write as D, deviation. How much we are deviating from that value. So 1010 minus 1010 would be 0. This would be 10 and this would be 20. That is the x minus assume. X minus assume 10. X minus assume is equal to 20. Understood? Now the formula changes a little bit. How will the formula become? The mean is equal to assume, since we are using the assume mean, plus sigma b upon n. This is b, sigma means add it up, so sigma b is equal to 30. Now substitute the values. Mean is equal to, what did we assume? 1010 plus sigma d is 30 upon n is 3, so 3 tens are 100, and mean is equal to 1020. Answers have to be the same. Now, like I said, for such a small example, the assume mean looks, why we do such a lot? We can do simply over there. I said yes. But the assume mean comes into use, becomes handy when the data given is lots. And to make life simple for you, you can choose the assume mean or the shortcut mean. Okay? If the items are more and the figures are big, there would be a difficulty in calculating. Let's say 100 items. There would be a possibility of it going wrong, because to err is human. There could be a human error while calculating. In that case, the simple method of calculating the mean would be to go for the shortcut, which is also called assume mean method. Clear? The third method is called step deviation. Keep the same example. A, B, C, 1 0 1 0 1 0 2 0 1 0 3 0. What was this? X. Now what do we see? Indeed, here everything is the same. X minus A to get D. Okay? This everything would be the same. But what are we doing? To simplify these values, we will see in the deviations a common factor to bring it down. So this will be written as x minus a upon, let's say, what is the common factor in this? 10 common factor, and that we will now show it as d dash, because this d is already there. D stands for deviation, how much it deviates, how much it goes away from. So now this is 0, 10 will go to 10, 1, 10 will go to 22. So you see, the same figure has been simplified by a common factor. This only helps to bring down or to help you in calculation. Now the formula will change a little bit. Mean is equal to assume plus, here we have sigma b, but here we are going to add sigma d dash. Sigma d dash is equal to 3. So here we will write sigma d dash upon n. Till here it is all the same. But what is the extra thing we took? We took the common factor. So C. So here mean is equal to, what did we assume? 1 0 1 0 plus 3 upon 3 into the common factor 10. 1 mean is equal to 1 0 2 0. So you see, children, in all the three methods, the answer is the same, but only the approach is different. Here we have a direct method. Let me revise again. The direct method simply says add all the variables to the values and divide it by the number of occurrence. That is an average, isn't it? Simple average. Add up all 3060. How many occurrences are there? 3 divided by the number. So the formula you have to remember, memorize, learn by heart. mean, which is shown as an x bar, is equal to sigma x upon n, that is 3060 divided by 3, you get 1020. This is by the direct method. Next we have to learn is what we call shortcut method or assumed mean. What do you mean by assume? मान लेते हैं. Let us assume a value. Now when does this shortcut or assume mean value method come into use? Like I said, when the values are big, the numbers are big, and the distribution of that is of large, then in that case, a shortcut method is surely faster than the normal direct method. In this case, because the values are small, it would seem more work we are doing. But in the long run, when we are working with many values, then the shortcut will be very, very useful. So what you have to do is, from the value which is given in the question, any value can be chosen as an assumed mean. Any value. I have chosen over here 1010, so I circled it so that it highlights it for you. Okay, I have chosen this to be the assumed mean. I assume it maybe not, it's not true, but I assume it. And what would be my next step? From this variable x, I will minus the assumed mean. I will minus the assumed mean. And what will I call that? I will call it D. This column I will call D. D simply means deviation. Okay, so 1010 at the x value minus the assumed value 1010 will give me 0, isn't it? Then 1020 minus 1010, which is assumed mean, gives me 10. 1030 minus 1010 gives me 20. Right? So from the variable x, I minus the assumed mean. And when I sum this up, I will get sigma d. So the formula changes slightly. Here it was sigma x upon n. Your mean is equal to, I am using an assumed value. So obviously a assumed plus add up all the deviations divided by the number of observations. Assumed value was 1010 plus sigma d was 30 upon 3, 10. Add this 10 to this, you get 1020. This is the shortcut called assumed mean method. Now, you see these values are a little big. If you want to further simplify the deviations, divide the deviations by a common factor. What is the common factor in this? I can see 10 goes into both. So 10 is the common factor. So the next step deviation here is divide these values which are getting the deviations by the common factor. In this case it is 10. So 10 divided by 10, 1, 10 divided by 2, 2. Here nothing is changed, only thing it is simplified. 10 becomes a 1, 20 becomes a 2. By simplification, by dividing the deviations by a common factor. And that is called the step deviation, one step extra. This step is used for simplifying the calculations. Understood? So then the formula also changes accordingly. Mean is equal to assume plus, we will not say sigma d because d is deviation, but what have we got? One more step, d dash. We cannot have the same d and d here. So we have called this column as d dash. So now we add sigma d dash, and that is put in the formula assume plus sigma d dash upon n into what is the common factor. So substitute the values 1010 plus 3 upon 3 into 10, you will get the same answer. So there are three methods you are expected, and you could be asked in the exam any method of calculating a arithmetic mean. Either if nothing is asked, you can go for direct method. Otherwise, if you are asked calculate the mean using a step deviation method, this is the method you will have to follow. If you are asked calculate the mean using the shortcut or an assumed mean method, this is the method you will have to use. Is there any problem? Have I been understood? Is there any problem where I can help you out? If you have understood, kindly give me a thumbs up. Any of you? Please. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. So I feel the thing has been understood. Yeah? So kindly copy this down if you have not copied this down. And then we'll go to the next. Have you copied this down? Can I get an indication? Have you copied this down? All three methods, please. If no, tell me no, I'll wait for a little while. Not copied? Please copy. Quickly copy it out. Direct method. Can I wipe out? Okay. One 20, 150. Copy this down first, and then this is the second example, which says calculate the arithmetic mean by all three methods. Remember, this is the individual series. I could say calculate the average mean of 10 workers, or calculate the arithmetic wages given of 10 workers in a factory using all three methods. Okay? Let us try. Have you copied? Have you copied these two? Have you copied this? Some indication, please. Yes, no. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Thank you. Copy the second question. This is the second question. Now, direct method. What would be the formula? I'm writing it here. Mean is equal to sigma x upon n. So, what will be the first thing is to add up this sigma x is equal to zeros 7, 15, 20, 22, 27, 34, 36, 40, 4 and 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 11 and 3, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. 24. Okay. Mean is equal to 2400 or 10 values are there, so mean is equal to 240. This is by the direct method. Let us do Same values 120, 150, 180, G, 200, 250, F, G, H, I, and J, 260, 370, 350, 220, 300. This is 200. Now here, let us assume from the lot a mean. Let us say I assume 200. Okay? So 200 minus 120 is minus 80, minus 50, minus 20, 0, plus 50, plus 100, plus 20, plus 150, plus 170, plus 60. And x minus k, what do we call it? B, deviations. This is B. Okay, the formula is, can I write it here? Mean is equal to assume plus sigma b upon n. Now what do you do? We have two values, the minuses and the plus. Add up. Like terms are added, unlike terms are subtracted. That is simple mathematical law, isn't it? So add up all the pluses first. 550 plus minus is minus 150. So 400 in the plus, right? So mean is equal to, assumed was 200 plus sigma d is 400 upon 10. How much is that? 400. 400 upon 10. Mean is equal to 240. I'm running out of time. However, we'll finish this. Now, step deviation. I will do it in this column itself. Step deviation. What will I do here? Mean, that is x minus a divided by a common factor. What is the common factor I see over here? 10. So minus 8 minus 5 minus 2 0 5 10 2 15 17 and 6. I call this b dash. Okay. So now here it will be simple 40 because we have got it down. Sigma b dash is equal to, formula will change, mean is equal to assume plus sigma d dash upon n into common factor, mean is equal to 200 plus 40 upon 10 into common factor 10. 10 to the 40, mean is equal to 240. All the three answers by the different methods. So you must familiarize yourself, give yourself enough practice to know all the three methods, because in the exam, any method could be asked of you. Is that okay? Since we are running out of time, I must shut down because the next teacher is there for the next class. So copy this down and and keep practicing at home the same thing. The more you practice, the more you will get used to it, more familiar you get used to it, and you will find it easy enough to do the next. So we'll continue tomorrow, children. I'm stopping till here. Okay? Have a nice day.